Hello and welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. For some of you, you'll get this. For some of you, you won't. But welcome, welcome, welcome. For those who do get this, I ask that you go into praying and knowing what is going on um as I get off into it. Okay. So as you can see, the title of the day is being angry and sinning not. All right. Being angry and sinning not. Now, though in the Bible, those two things were separate, they were equal in number. Okay. They were equal in number, even though those two things in the Bible, according to the Bible, were separated. And we kept saying either or. There's no either or. Those things are together and they are equaled out in numbers. You understand? They are equal out in numbers. Unbeknownst to us, gathered around in the very cells of our body, the flesh body. And it couldn't come in to us to invade. It's called invading the premises. It can come into us and invade us at any given time. All right. Because that's its ultimate goal is to come into us and invade. Do you understand? Okay. Because our original self is our spiritual self. Our original self is our spiritual self. Do you understand me? Our original self is our spiritual self. And there are things that's over in the flesh that can invade inward, invading the premises. Okay. So today we're going to talk about being angry and sinning not. Even though those two things are separated, they are equally distributed throughout our whole entire being. And they can also spread to anyone outside of us as we are just leaking these things out before other human beings, okay? Which is why we have to watch what we do, okay? So let me start off by letting you know that this is for spiritual content only. Spiritual content only. And I am getting off into the tales of the story with the sheep. All right. I'm getting off into the tales of the story with the sheep, and this is for spiritual content only. All right. Because guess what? Although you think you seeing with the physical, these things that are happening are spiritual. And it's a lot of things that's going on spiritually that you cannot see at all with the physical eyes. You only see them manifested in the physical, but you do not see them in real time. You understand? In real time, um, which is the time before you saw that, at the time you saw it with these eyes, just these up here. But if you do a thorough scanning of the body is what I always say. It's called scanning. If you do a thorough scanning of the body, you will notice the things in the spirit before they even manifest themselves, which is why this is very important to understand this part. You have to know the things before they manifest because you have to be able to either deliver the person or the place or the thing that's standing before you. And you can also do prophesying of that person, place, or thing. You can prophesy to it, okay? That's standing before you. You do not want to wait until it is seen with these two eyes, which is why I stated that you can't go by this. This is not just the eye. Your physical body is this eye. That's why you can see the image here, because this whole being is the eye. This physical flesh is the physical eye in which is spoken of. But your spiritual eye, that's something that you cannot see, which is why I said if you're looking down, and people call that being shy, but it's it's also called shame. Okay. Um, People call it shy, but it's called being in shame. Okay. It's walking around in shame, not because of something you may have done or may be doing at that moment. It's not that. You're walking around in shame, which people call it shy, because it's something that's on you that you do not know what it is. You don't have control of it, and you want control of it now. And even though you can't grip it, which is take a grip of it, meaning the human response is to control it, which you don't got no control over it. But the spiritual response is to deliver or prophesy or pray. I forgot pray. And there's many other things. But those three things right there, or you can sing. I always say that. You can sing. A song will do just fine as well. Why do you think God give us a song? Because it sparks something. It sparks, if I can say that, I don't know. It sparks something, or can I say spark? I don't really like saying spark, but I say it sparks something within, and it magnifies without in a righteous manner. You understand? Which is why you have to, on the outside, watch what you're listening to, because it comes in and then you regurgitate that stuff. If it's evil, it come right on back on out. And who knows what you will do as it is regurgitating. Because if it's regurgitating, that means you are in the act of doing something that you ain't supposed to do. Okay? And it could be just because holding stuff in here. You understand? Holding something up here for too long, and then you're just regurgitating all over the place. And you don't care how you're responding to people, how you're talking, how you're doing your deeds, your speech, and your thoughts. Those are the three main organs that I told you about that you have: your deeds, your thoughts, and your speech. Three main organs. All right. That is in tap with your heart. Okay, which I spoke about that as well. There's a lot going on where I am, so a lot of noise. So anyway, let me just say this. Let's get off into um the tales of the story with the sheep. And as again, let me start off by introducing myself. Sorry about that. Let me start off by introducing myself. This is your host, Shantae Washington, or just Shantae, sorry. This is your host, Shantae, better known as Sean for family, Lieutenant General, Ambassador with Christ Jesus. I am not an ambassador by myself, but ambassador with Christ Jesus because there's a lot of, as you can see, that word ambassador starts with M, like ambush. it's a lot of ambushing going on in order for me to push through. You understand? It's got to take a lot of ambushing in order for me to to push through. So I am. I don't like saying I am Lieutenant General, Ambassador with Christ Jesus, soldiers of arms, God's right arm, that is, chose to put people under her feet, and she is here so that you can know how to legally put people under your feet and not in the way of your angry body, your illegal body, your unlawfully wedded husband. And we are here with another therapy session. Sir, yes, sir. So let's get right on into it. I have my notes here. All right. I do follow the notes, okay? Sometimes I can get off too, but as the Spirit gives to me utterance, um, I will say some things that I didn't write also. So again, you can be angry, but sin not. That's a known thing that people always say, that you can be angry but sin not. But even though the word but is there, that doesn't mean that they're not connected. Those two things are connected. They're not separate. Okay? They're equally measured out from you outward and from others who operate in it towards you. So Ephesians says, be ye angry and sin not. Let not the sun go down upon your wrath. Now, even though we see that says, be ye angry and sin not, let not the sun go down upon your wrath. Your wrath. It's not separating the two. Be ye angry and sin not. It's not separating the two. They go hand in hand. They are together, equally measured out. Understand? Like equally yoked. Some people can be equally yoked in the wrong way, and some people can be equally yoked in the righteous way. That can happen. So, if you operating out of your angry self, It's not saying that you being angry is okay. That's not what they're saying. They're saying that being that you doing that, it's like a mother chastising a child, saying that, oh, I see that you're angry. Hmm. And they begin to look at you as the child, and they just like, hmm. And you still angry, and you won't stop. That's that. That's what that is saying. That's saying that you are in a mode, you are in the storm of it. You're not weathering it out, which is measuring it out. You are full fledged into this mode. This is what this is telling you. Like you're full fledged in this mode. So even though you know that you don't got no business in that area of lifestyle, you in there, right? Now, even though you are over there in that way of being, the Father's telling you, mm, I see you angry. Okay. But you better not sin while you over there. That's why he said, lay in your bed and do not move. That's why he said that as well. Yo, you lay in your bed, but you better not move. Meaning, again, he not saying, look, the Father is not saying that it's okay to be angry. He's saying that you doing it in that area. I'm not liking it, but you do know that I'm going to judge it. And I'm going to want you to let it go. Eventually, I'm going to want you to let that go. It's not saying that right now, I don't want you to let it go. I do want you to let it go. It's not okaying anger. It's not. It's not okaying it. It's saying that by you being over in it, and I'm telling you, I've sent out messengers. I've sent out many of things to prove that I am God over you. But being that you are over there in it, in the anger, it's time for the chastisement. Time for chastisement. So I'm about to judge you. And when I judge you, you know what happens when God judges you? You're either going to be of a Judas Iscariot, or you're going to be of a Jesus Christ, just like the Father, which is the righteous or the wrongdoing, which is evil. Either or. It's going to come out from you what you're going to do, how you're going to operate in it. But if you get judged, do know that that leakage is going to happen. The leakage is going to happen. Okay, soul is going to leak out because that's the job of soul, is to leak out, spread all over the earth. That's how soul can come back and give everything we know, what we know, to us. We don't got to look at nothing to know it. I said this before, because soul leaks out and it spreads and cover the earth. Now, if soul sticks to the earth, then guess what? Soul is going to fall deep into the earth from your belly. All right? Because that's where soul is, in the belly. And you got to take very good care of soul while it's in there. All right? Because it's going to leak out. Because it has to go through a casting down of, I said this already. It has to go through a casting down, which is also casting off. Because there's a lot of stuff that soul undergoes. Some stuff it goes through. And that stuff got to get judged by God. God got to judge it. And it's up to you to do what you're going to do next. But the main thing is, God doesn't want you to come from inside out without Him first judging you first. Okay? He wants you to stay right there. He don't even want you to move, He said. Be in your bed, but do not move. The same thing is be angry, but sin not. Meaning, wait right there. I'm coming to judge you. I'm going to show you some things. I'm going to let you know what's going on. You're going to look at those things spiritually. In the spirit, you're going to see those things. I'm going to say it in an audible voice. I'm going to send it to you in a dream, or I'm going to send it to you through your speech, through a song. I'm going to give it to you how I'm going to give it to you. What I want you to do is let go of it. Because what did God say He came to do? He came to bring that two edge of the sword, which is that sparkling bright light of a spirit. And that is peace. That two-edged sword going down. And it doesn't show itself as a sword, although it can, but it shows itself as the bright light blazing like fire, widespread, breaking up, scattering, letting all evil run away, flee. And that's what it's called. Flee from his children. That's mainly what the two-edged sword of peace is all about. Mm. War, baby. War. You're going to have to go to war for yours. Your peace. I'm not saying anger because you're illegally bound to someone through your anger. You understand? So don't let that leak because that soul scattered all over, leaking out, going from place to place. Never really truly finding its way back home. But when it do, it's going to carry with it all sorts of things. 7 more spirits that is equally yoked with you than it was before. So you got to be careful out here. You got to be careful. Because we are all connected. We are all connected spiritually. And it's a lot of people that will test you. They will test you and do all kind of stuff in the spirit. I've had them to do it to me. I just went through a whole thing where somebody tried to test me in the spirit. And I stood up to him long time ago. I didn't because I didn't know. Even though I had changed my life around and I was actually moving forward, I still didn't know Jesus Christ at the time. But then I went through that, what I went through when I was young, but now it's over and done with. And it's a lot of things that the enemy will try to throw in your face. He will throw it in your face and make you feel like those same things are with you when God already got it done. And that's the reason why you stay angry, because the enemy will continue to bring back of the stuff that soul went out and did, covering the earth with all of that stuff and bring it right back into the body here, the body suit, and have you thinking on of all those things in all those different spirits taking over your body, invading your premises. So let me see. Did I say everything I needed to say? I think I did. So I wanted to say welcome to another therapy session with your host, Shantae. And of course, we all know this is some breaking good news update. And let's talk about it today in the world spirit. Let's talk about it today in the world. All right. And you also need to know that this is for spiritual content only. This is for spiritual content only. And if you need to, please rewind this over and over again, because God is not wanting you to anger either. So anger and sin, it's not separating itself. If overall I want you to get is they are not separating themselves. They are together. Understand? And God is saying that he's going to judge you in that amount of anger that you in, that wrath that has become of your body, and the control that you think you have. So you can think that you can use this form of a way. Mm-mm. So again, be ye angry and sin not. So that means that you over there in that anger. I'm about to judge you. You about to switch this up. And everything is about to change because you don't belong over there. You was never supposed to be over there. What do you have to be angry about when you are blessed already? Jesus Christ is Lord. You understand? So what do we even have to be angry about? Am I saying that there's not a righteous anger? Because there is. But righteous anger doesn't even really have a look. It really doesn't. It's just you firm in whatever it is that you do. You believe in whatever God Jesus is telling you to do. And you sticking to that. And you're not going nowhere from it. Why go over there in that flesh when you can stay over here in the flesh that died for us and paid the price for us to live this blessed life? Why do that? Why do that over there when you can stay where you are over here? Again, it's different over there in that than it is over here in this. And it's so many people that are doing things in the flesh and invading into the spirit. They not doing this in spirit. A lot of people got that all mixed up. It's people, they saying that people are doing things in the spirit. No, they not doing things in the spirit. They doing things in the flesh and it's leaking into the spirit. Meaning it's imaginable. That's what I'm hearing the spirit say. It's imaginable. It's not real. They cover it to the point where it seems real, but it's not real. Oh, you know you know good and well that nothing really can harm spirit. Nada. Get that through your thick skull. Nothing can really harm spirit, which is why they keep playing with the flesh. You understand? That's why they keep playing with the flesh you eat. To give imagery, which is nothing but a nice little flat screen TV on the base that's between your flesh and your spirit, and have your spirit, man, look on at that 24 hours a day inwardly. This is what's happened as they enter into the flesh and push a screen right there, and that light beams right on to the spirit. That's all they can do. But you can shut all that down. You most definitely can shut that down. It leaves now, leaves today. I've had them to try me. I even had a little car accident because I wasn't reading my Bible. I wasn't meditating, getting things in like I should. I was stirring up in the flesh. So it's like being sunken in. You remember that movie that girl said she looked in the screen of the TV? Well, that's the screen of flesh. Flesh is the screen. We think that this here is the screen. No, this is the reflection of flesh. Okay. This screen here is the reflection of flesh. Flesh has a screen because it stops as a flat surface between the spirit and man. You understand? It stops right there deep. Flesh is deep. It's like it is the flat screen that carries on an image that reflects, that actually have that reflection on the inside, which is why I said that this imagery is not real. This eye cannot dictate what you see. This is not, you cannot see a person through the windows of this eye. No, only through the windows of the spirit. And with it being clouded by the flesh, which is that darkness that covers it, that darkness that covers between the flesh and goes deep on the outer surface of the flesh, that darkness that covers the spirit, flesh gonna get God. Flesh don't have no real power. It just carries imagery, which is a bright light that's dim and it tries to outweigh the light of the spirit. And it can't. Do you get what I'm saying? It can't. And the screen that's here, this screen here, is only copycat version of the flesh screen. The flesh all throughout your body screen. That is a screen, which is why I keep saying you got to scan the flesh because you are spirit. Spirit, you need to know this. Sounds crazy, I know, but you need to know this. That a lot of people think they know, but they don't know that all the stuff that on this screen before me carries on the light that comes within me, my flesh only. And then it turns inward against my spirit. It tries to fight my spirit due to whatever I'm watching, due to whatever I'm listening to, due to whatever I'm doing, whatever activity that I'm portraying, participating in, whatever I'm doing, through my deeds, my thoughts, and my speech, my heart will follow, right? And you can't serve two kings. I learned that today. Can't serve two kings. Because there's only one king of kings and one Lord of lords. When he say that, he's not separating nothing. People keep on making it seem like, oh, he said Lord of lords, so that means we lords. He said kings of kings, so that means we kings. That don't mean that. Y'all keep on separating stuff. That's not what they're saying. He's saying that since you want to act like you better than me, like you got to carry out everything, well, let me tell you, I'm king over the king. I'm lord over the lord. That's what it's saying. It's like saying a hard-headed child that won't listen to the parent that is not evil, but righteous. And that righteous mother or father tells that child, chastise it, and it cannot comprehend chastisement because of the imagery from the outside that keep bombarding this child every single day. Every day. This imagery keeps bombarding this child every day, and they can't comprehend that they need to. They begin to operate in a way that is fleshly, and they say that what's wrong with you? You got the problem. Now, as they get older, they remember everything you did to them as they were doing these different imageries in which they learn from the outside. Now they're throwing it back at you. And now, if you participated in any of it as they did it, well, you really gonna get it. You about to get it. Because what God told me is children only remember what they want to remember. So now you about to be bombarded with everything they remember if you participated in the fleshly things that they did at you. Now, some of you, some mothers and fathers have not made it due to the things that they have done in response to these children. That's why it's told to you, do not allow your anger to get the best of you. You're not even supposed to be in it. You got to let it go, or you will be judged. And do know that judge carries a light. It's a piece that's called the two edge of the sword. It carries peace, and it comes to the divide. It comes to divide the good from the evil. Now, if you more over in that flesh than you are in the spirit, you will begin to see the light in which you are in. So flesh is a flat screen TV, and it goes inward to invade spirit, which is fight with spirit all the time with the imagery that it has got. And it's up to you to keep on speaking, thinking on of things that you ought to, not thinking on things that you are not to, which is also in the Bible. Get your mind right, or else if you release this stuff, take this stuff out from you, then that's like turning the flesh inside out. You're basically turning the flesh that's inside, that has leaked inside, trying to fight spirit off, and it can't even win. That's why God said we already winners. We ain't never losing. As long as you will believe and agree that you spirit. Kingdom already come. But some of you don't know that yet. So kingdom is still coming. It is, and it is to come. You understand? It's never not going to be here. All right? I don't know what else to say. But don't let the sun go down upon your wrath. Okay? Meaning that don't let this imagery, don't let the images, remember he said it's nothing new under the sun. Remember he said that. So don't let imageries that is spotlight on the stage and the cameras are set on you. Don't let the lights turn on, flicker on, flick, flick, flick from the dark. Because guess what? That also goes into scripture saying that the darkness will be exposed in the light. You understand? The darkness coming to light. It's going to come to light. Don't you be the person under the sun where the cameras are set and then now you're exposed for the person that you've always been. Don't do that. So do not let the sun go down on your wrath. Your wrath. That ain't God's wrath. Don't let the sun go down on your wrath. Because it's mainly telling you that it's no separation here, okay? Everything's together. It's mainly saying that your wrath is what's getting you into being mentally damaged, being everything leaking out like liquid with soul liquidy, and it's allowing you to either to deal in depression, It's allowing you to deal with bipolar disorders. You 1 minute want this way, you 1 minute that way. That's bipolar. You basically just getting all this stuff in and you just letting it loose, turning the inside out. This imagery that's not even real. You done turned it outward. You done turned the TV around. That is your television. Your flesh is your television screen. They keep on trying to put imagery on spirit, and it never win. That's why flesh dies. Because it keep thinking it's winning, but it never wins. All it does is get bombarded with a whole bunch of stuff until it's off and gone. But God's promise is eternity. That light is in Jesus Christ. That imagery is only one image, and it should sustain you. Anyway, stay tuned for more. I'm going to come back with you for more, okay? Bye for now.